Welcome to Wrinkles Society of Hope. My name is Summer. Wrinkles is a platform that was built for women to come and share their stories of the wrinkles that they had to press through in order to become the women they are today. Wrinkles stand for Women Rejoicing in Nourished, Courageous with a K, Life-Encouraging Stories. Women who care enough to share. This is a special edition of Wrinkles because I have another one of my sisters of Sigma Alpha Iota Music Fraternity for Women coming to share her story today. And if you would like to share your story, let me know. I would love to do an interview with you. If you like the story that my sister is sharing today, give her a thumbs up. We'll greatly appreciate it. And I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and share this channel with some other people so we can build the Wrinkles family. I can't wait to hear from you, and thank you so much for coming to the Wrinkles page. Hello, Wrinkles family. I am super excited again to have one of my SAI sisters, Sigma Alpha Iota, come in today to share with you all her story. And I have to put the bonus in because we are also Crab Sisters. We are from Grand Fam World Fame Marching Band. Yes. We was in band camp together. So she came, let me tell you about, I have to tell you this before she might not tell you. Her voice is amazing, and that's why she's in Sigma Alpha Iota for her voice. I slid in, but she actually got pulled in. So anyway, I kind of took some of her intro, but let them know who you are.
My name is Kiah. Thank you, Summer, for inviting me, for having me. My name is Kiah, and as she said, we have known each other since Grambling. We went in, 1998, so that's been a long time. I'm almost about to lose count. But it's definitely good to be on here. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia right now, and been here for about 13 years. And I'm a master barber by trade, but I'm also a musician, a singer, songwriter as well. And I'm a passionate motivator. I love to inspire leaders to shift their mindsets in order to provoke change.
Ooh, love it. I'm so ready. All right. So we're going to jump right in. As you see, she has no wrinkles, no physical wrinkle. But if you would get a physical wrinkle, how do you think you would feel?
You know what? I would accept it. Just as gray hairs have started to pop up, I'm not one that I'm finna go color it and stuff. If I got it, that means I earned it. I actually worked hard to get there. That to me, that's like a person that's in the military and they earn a badge, a Purple Heart or something. That's kind of what that is to me. So I think I would appreciate it.
Oh, I love that. Good. And as we've been through life and we've known each other for so long, but what emotional wrinkle have you been through that you would like to share with the Wrinkles family?
There are so many, but I'm going to highlight one that I spoke on last night at the virtual roundtable. I was talking about my loss of hearing. I guess when I was 9, I had loss of hearing in my ear, my left ear, but I didn't really know about it. My mom didn't know, so she took me to the doctor and they did the exam and different things. They said, oh yeah, well, she has fluid buildup behind her ear. And they put tubes in my ear, which that's kind of a familiar process for a lot of people. So they did it once, and of course it comes out, I guess, in about a week, and the fluid built up again. I couldn't hear. Went back again, and this time when he went in my ear with this needle to numb it, it didn't numb. I felt everything, the scraping of the needle in my ear, and it was a tear that fell out of my eye. And right then I made the decision that I would not get that done again. The other option was to have corrective ear surgery, and I definitely didn't want to go through surgery. So this was before I went to Grambling. I went on through life, went to Grambling, and interestingly, on this journey, and I'm going to get into my singing and my music where I am now, but I tell everybody when I went to Grambling, I couldn't tell you anything that I learned from going to class, but I did learn how to make rotel dip. That was a plus. That's the only thing I could remember from Grambling. But on this past week, God reminded me that there were other reasons that I went to Grambling. One was I was telling Mr. Spencer last night. I met him, my band director, trumpet director. He actually helped to train my ear. You know, even in our sectionals, different things, he has a very keen ear for music. And one semester, my horn somehow came up missing. I gave it to Mr. Seals and one of his student helpers, and it came up missing. They were supposed to be fixing it. And I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Mr. Spencer gave me a piccolo trumpet. Now, this piccolo trumpet, anybody that know about trumpet, is higher than the other trumpets. Same fingering, but you have to shift your mindset in order to play this thing because it's a whole different technique. But he was telling me last night, I said, Mr. Spencer, I don't know if y'all had this set up, y'all did it intentional. He said, no, I'm going to tell you, that was the only thing we had left around there. He said, but I knew that you were well capable of playing that. So I'm thankful for Mr. Spencer being a part of my journey. I still communicate with him and his family today. That's like my family because he invested into me, during that time. Another thing from Grambling was I was in Strong Tower Gospel Choir. Now I come from Mississippi, and in Mississippi, I went to born and raised in a Holiness church. So Holiness church has their style, it's different song. And then my grandmother, I visited frequently. She went to good old Southern Baptist. So, those two styles, that was the music that I knew. My mother played gospel music all the time. So when I got to Grambling and found Fred with Strong Tower, it was different. He taught me that music does different things. He showed me that because he wrote all of the songs that we sang, and it was just amazing. I was mesmerized by how his ear was really trained to write this. I said, dog, how did you find this, these notes? But it was a gift that he had, and from that point, he kind of opened my musical horizons up to go a little further. So I continued to go on, and I've been playing my trumpet since 6th grade. I played, by ear. Continue to move forward. And I guess 16, 17 years later, ended up in Atlanta. When I got here, I got my barber's license, and I began to work in the barbershop. It was 5 other barbers there. So it was just loud in there. And that's when it hit me that I really couldn't hear the client that was sitting right in front of me. We had the blow dryers going. This picture, every barber in there with a set of clippers going. Clippers make noise. Blow dryers make noise. Then you have the TV on, and we have the radio on. It was just so much going on. So I said, let me go get my ear checked, because I kept getting tired of, what'd you say? What'd you say? So I went and got my ear checked. And from the test, the guy said, yes, you're partially deaf in your left ear. I didn't even know that, didn't know it at all. But I went on and I got a hearing aid because I needed to be able to hear. I said, let me get a hearing aid. But I realized at that moment that it was something that was embarrassing. I was just 20 something. I didn't want to show, anybody that I had this hearing aid. I call it's something we may call a brokenness, because no one is perfect. So a wrinkle, a brokenness, the same thing, So I went on, and it's funny. This week alone, God gave me confirmation on all of that. It was just a setup. I told a sister of mine that I said, this is going to be a good week because everything has been strategically set up. So I had my hearing aid on one day this week. Before all of that, the pandemic happened. We were at home. I was at home about 6 weeks. So I wasn't wearing it. Everybody's kind of lounging. I wasn't even thinking about it. We had to go back to work and wear the mask. And I was like, this is too much going on. I got this hearing aid on. I got this mask on. This bothering my ear. I'm going to take it off.
Yeah.
And go on about my business. So I recently pulled it back out when I began to work on my music. And God reminded me, I gave you a miracle. I get you have a miracle here. I blessed you. I need you to tell the world about it. Tell them of the goodness that I did. Even though you have partial hearing in your ear, I'm still anointing your voice and anointing you so that you can hear in music and different things. So when I had it on, this little boy asked me, it was him and his two brothers in the shop. He said, "Is that a hearing aid?" And I was like, "Maybe." Interestingly, this is how God was. Still embarrassed about, this thing, even with my hair like this, you can see it or whatever, but still in not really wanting to talk about it or whatever. But then all of a sudden, as soon as he said that, the phone rang. And I got my Bluetooth earphones and everything, and I was trying to put it on that, but it went to speakerphone. And we're in this little small place. Remember, I'm in a suite now, so it's not a barbershop. It's just a suite. Me and my clients in there, and whoever it was, I don't even know if it was a male or woman. They would say, "This is such and such from Miracle Ear," and that was confirmation right there. Immediately after the little boy asked me that, and then I was like, "Man, I don't believe in coincidence. I believe that God has things purposely set up." So it amazed me how that happened. And when it did, I said, "Okay, God," I said, because I knew it was coming around again, because anytime you encounter a test, if you don't pass it, it's going to come back around again. So I had already prepared myself for it to come around, but I said, you know what? I'm going to beat the test to the punch. I'm going to tell of my story. So that's what I shared last night at the virtual roundtable. And then when he dropped it in my spirit, I said, that's exactly what I'm going to share when I do the interview with Summer, because it's nothing to be embarrassed about. Our brokenness, what he was showing me is the brokenness that you have can become your blessing. It is your blessing. It depends on how you look at it. It's just like looking at the glass being halfway empty or halfway full, the positive or the negative side of it. So it was intriguing to me the way that happened, but I'm thankful. I'm grateful that God, saw fit to place his favor over my life and anoint me to be able to sing and play and lift up his name.
Wow. I never would have known. Never would have known that.
Yeah, and you know what? And the reason he gave me the hearing aid is because when you tell people I got loss of hearing, they're not gonna believe you. But I you know what I'm saying? So I accept it now. It's my brokenness, but it's a blessing. And for such a time as this, God is needing the gift that he's given me to actually spread it to the world. So hey, I'm thankful. Thankful.
That's amazing. So I got a backup question about that.
Come on.
So that means at Grambling, did you have trouble hearing? I mean, because you were on the field, which those that might not understand, you have to make the field. That means you have to be able to play, first of all. You have to be able to dance. You have to be able to march and all that stuff. So you was always on the field. I'm sure, right?
On the 50-yard line.
So and I remember you blowing that. I remember you doing, I'm not saying this because we on here. I remember you playing very well, actually.
Yes.
Did you have any trouble, like, hearing?
Well, the thing about it is, when you have lost something, you learn to live without it. You learn to deal with it. So I perfected lip reading as well as perfected hearing, in my right ear, and it was so loud. Music to me it's a universal thing. But I'm thinking back, on that point, if I would have had a hearing aid then I may have heard better. But I didn't really notice it. It was my new normal. We recreate our norm by situations that happen in our life, and evidently I had recreated a norm that I've lost hearing in one ear or whatever. But I didn't know, at the time that I was a grandma that I had lost hearing. I just knew that I had fluid behind my ear or whatever. I didn't really realize how bad it was,
Yeah.
Until I got here to Atlanta. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing. I love it. So, so with that young girl who found out that, the fluid was in her ear and it was difficult to hear, and that probably was a hard time, when she was going through that, what would you tell her today? What advice would you give her today?
The advice that I would give myself is what I'm living by now. Own your brokenness. That's what God has given me for this day and time. Own your brokenness, regardless if it's hearing loss, if it's loss of a parent, if it's loss of a loved one, cancer, rape, molestation. It's all brokenness. And we all are broken in some type of way, but you have to be broken in order for you to shine. So the thing about it is, own your brokenness. And once you own it, then you can allow yourself to heal. If you never own it, then you'll never heal. We find people going through life and they're so toe up and broken, don't even understand. But again, they've taken that brokenness and they've recreated a new norm. So now that's just a part of who they are. But I would tell myself, own your brokenness so that your things will be a little smoother. Some things will maybe have come sooner, maybe, just different things like that. So hey, own your brokenness.
Love it. Is
Yes.
that the description that will be on a shirt that describe you now?
Hey, you know what? When you said that and you sent me the questions and I thought about it and I said, you know what? And of course I did my Google search and all that. I said, that's it. I am about to create my t-shirt because I believe it says a powerful message, own your brokenness. I'm definitely going to put that on a t-shirt. I think it's needed for this day and time.
I do. I think that's very powerful. And like you said, it's not just about you losing your hearing. It's about everything that people are going through.
Yes.
And you have to acknowledge those things.
Yes.
And that is so amazing that you have came forward to share that story, which no one probably would ever known that, us or me. I never known, because you sing all the time. I follow you all the time. Like I told you the other day, I sometimes just listen to you sing to give me some peace, or just, pop around the house listening to you sing, and to not even know that, that is amazing. Your strength is shining through because of that.
Thank you. To God be the glory. To God be, it's about him. It's not even me. I'm just a vessel. That's it.
Amazing. So as a vessel, what are some things that you are doing out here to help other people? Because you said that's something that's one of your callings.
Well, I've started a virtual roundtable on Sunday nights. During this pandemic has been good. A lot of people are really complaining about it. Oh, we out of work or this, that, and other. But I'm telling you, for me, it's been the high point of my life because so many things have taken place. It gave me a time to refocus, realign, and readjust myself, get off the hamster wheel of everyday life and actually recreate my cycle and make sure that I'm moving in purpose. So the thing about it is, with this virtual roundtable, we come together on Sunday nights at 7:00, and the objective is to empower each other to grow in wholeness. But we talk about different topics that have been swept under the rug for years, things that families don't like to talk about, things that the church won't discuss. These things need to be talked about, because you find a lot of hurt people walking around here. And as we all know, hurt people. So God, he dropped it in my spirit, create this round table. And as I was telling you last night, there are people, they come and they stay a few minutes, get a little bit, and they go. So I'm thankful for the ministry. I don't even need a title or anything, because one thing God told us to do was go to the hedges and highways and compel men to come. So by any means necessary, if we're at the house now, and as I saw a t-shirt that said, the church has left the building. Now that the church has left the building, what do you do if we, the people, are the church? If we left the building, that doesn't mean the work has stopped. That means that you have to continue doing the work, but you have to find new and innovative ways to do it. So if being on social media, being at a virtual round table is a way to connect with different people, I love it, because it's diversity that we have. We've had different races come in. We have all types of people, and they come from different places in the world. It's nothing, no one that we cannot connect with from Zoom or, from the rooms or whatever. So it's a blessing.
Awesome.
I want to invite each and every person out every Sunday night at 7, the virtual roundtable. You can find it on my Facebook page.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to post your Facebook page. I was just about to ask, how could they join? So they ask you directly, they want to join the round table, and they just send you a message. How would you like them to approach that?
So it's actually through Messenger. But they can go to my Facebook page, Kiah Snellville's Finest Barber, and I'll send you all of those links as well. And what they can do, I have it, I'm starting to set it up now, like for next week, it's already set up. So if you know about Facebook, they have the little thing at the top that says rooms. Mine is already set up and it has a date on it, September 13th. They can just go there and click and it'll say interested, which that will allow them to send a reminder to them. So yeah.
Perfect,
Yes,
perfect.
ma'am.
And are you
Anyone,
still? Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, go on. No, I was saying anyone with the link can join. You have to have the link, so it can be shared. So we're definitely looking for people to come in and be
Oh,
a part.
perfect. So we
Mhm.
definitely want to share and come into the room. And
Yes.
are you still a barber in Atlanta then?
Yes, I am. I'm a barber. Again, this pandemic has been good to me. I work 3 days a week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And the thing about it is I was ready to move forward to something else, you know. So I had to shrink my schedule down so I could make room for my music and for different things, other things that I wanted to do. So yeah, I still cut hair here in Atlanta.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, I thank you so much for coming. We were hyped before we started because, like I said, we got that grand fam love
Yes, yes.
always.
Yes,
But
indeed.
just the fact for you coming and caring enough to share your story, I thank you so much for coming today.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me. It's
Yeah.
always good to reconnect with family.
Yes, yes, we are family forever.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you, Wrinkles family. We love you. Bye bye, Wrinkles.